Hello everyone, and welcome to the darkness. And I am DarknessStone, and I am tired. I am tired of watching from the sides. I am a person who will defend content creators to the core of my being. I defended PewDiePie throughout his battle with Wall Street Journal and Vox. I've told my friends to sub to him and do my part. When I heard that the Ubisoft deal for For Honor was with the Completionist, saved them from going out of business, I went on a marathon of content of theirs that I could find on their channel. Like, there's a point I spent at least 8 hours watching nothing but their stuff, to maybe help them a little. Not even a lot, a little. I've even bought merch from Cat Icarus and the Game Theorist. And that's where today's video goes. The Game Theorist. And how they treat their fanbase and the people who give them content. I love their content, don't get me wrong, but I'm getting tired of defending them over and over and over. First, it was the freaking persona problem, and now this. Let me explain what's going on. So, a couple of days ago, Matthew and his wife Stephanie played a game called Heartbound on their GTLive channel. Again, after about a year of development. And it started simply when the developer of Heartbound was upset. And to read why, my friend TheNamesJunkie was nice enough to read it for me. Take it away, Junkie.
Hey, at MatPat GT, I'm pretty disappointed here, and so is our community. Your recent GTLive came across as an Undertale clickbait mashup instead of being about Heartbound. You never linked to our game, and you got our studio name wrong as well.
And just seeing this, I was angry. You need to link, especially when it's an indie game. I'll link to the game in the description so it's easier to find and more people can play it. And at first, Matthew, he made me so upset. As a YouTuber who's played indie games and cares about the developers and the indie game community, he stated this: "I'm sorry to hear you're disappointed with our recent playthrough of Heartbound, but what you see as disrespectful, I would argue the opposite. Let me explain." Next tweet. "First, we don't review the thumbnail, tags, description, etc. prior to live streams anymore. That is handled by 2 members of our team. However, I trained them, so the decisions are on me." Next tweet. That said, their goal is to make live streams as searchable as possible, and with games with limited searchability, that's important as it to get them audience and attention they deserve. It is the same rationale behind our Deltarune videos being branded as Undertale 2. Next tweet. "Your game is great, and relating to it is something similar that our audience knows and enjoys. We're hoping to introduce it to them and might not have checked it out, left it with zero context. That's the rationale. I hope it makes sense." Next tweet. "Regarding the links, we don't tend to link back to games we're playing. That's not an intentional slight on you. It's really something we do for games that aren't fan-made or free. We will talk about having more standard policy around that." Last tweet. But my boy, he called out MatPat. Toby Fox himself came down from the development heavens in the defense of Heartbound. And apparently, that's what it takes to get MatPat to listen, just short of extreme audience backlash. He says that you should link any game you play. Creators need all the help they can get. And think carefully if you're misleading your audience and how you present your videos. You went too far this time. And tweet. And that, thank God, it made MatPat listen. Or did it? Peanut Butter Gamer actually came to MatPat's defense. "Look, I love his content. I think he's might be a great guy personally, yet I've not met him. But what he says doesn't make sense. He says this," and again, thank you for Junkie to reading this. Check his channel in the description.
For what it's worth, this controversy seems pretty overblown to me. Should people link to games they play in the description? Probably, but it's certainly not standard YouTuber practice. Not sure why this one instance of it is being highlighted over others. And it's not like clickbait is an uncommon occurrence either.
And someone responded to him and said, "You're playing that because many people do it. It's okay? Clickbait isn't okay. Not crediting devs isn't okay either. This is a major issue on the platform. We all need to have an open discussion about it. This is the start of that open discussion."
Almost all the criticism of this I've seen is delivered as, "Shame on you, Matt." Yes, I do think it's pretty illogical and unnecessary to shame someone for doing something everyone else does in a manner that portrays them as one... Jesus Christ, PBG, what the fuck, man, the way you wrote this. Yes, I do think it's pretty illogical and unnecessary to shame someone for doing something everyone else does in a manner that portrays them as the only one doing it. That's all I'm saying. Should people credit the developers such developers of a game or movie every time they talk about it in a video? I'm not sure, to be honest. It's totally fine to have that conversation, I'm just not a fan of the way people are having it. I don't think that Matt did anything heinous here.
Okay, Now that I got all the tweets out of the way, let's get to my opinions on this. And now you know the full scope of what's going on and why I'm so pissed. Let's start with MatPat's tweets. He says this. First, we don't review the thumbnail, tags, description, etc. prior to live streams anymore. That is handled by 2 members of his team. And I'm saying that is incredibly irresponsible. And definitely not a good business practice. And I have proof that could get you a strike on both GTLive and Film Theorists because of these two. And you should listen when I bring that up later. You are literally putting the standing of your channel in their hands. You can lose monetization and maybe even lose the channel if you're not careful. They're fucking up on huge levels here. Next tweet said, that said, our goal is to make live streams as searchable as possible, and the games have limited searchability. It is important to get them the audience the attention they deserve. The same rationale behind our Deltarune videos being branded as Undertale 2. You just stated that you are falsifying tags because it makes people search for it more. And here's the thing about your last point about Deltarune being labeled as Undertale 2. Deltarune is made by the same fucking person as Undertale, and it has characters from Undertale in it! I don't see Sans in Heartbound. If anything, you should be comparing it to Earthbound. It has more similarities to it, and Heartbound has been produced before Undertale's release. You have no excuse for that. You get them the attention they deserve by playing it and making it entertaining for the people who watch it, not falsified tags, as we have proof you did. You have no excuse. You own this business, and your livelihood depends on it. And you know what has a lot of searchability? GTLive. As a content creator, you need to be able to make things that might not be interesting, entertaining. That's what you do as a content creator. His next tweet is just a compliment, so it doesn't even matter. And then he tries to say it's rationale. But his next tweet, regarding the links. We don't link back to the games we're playing. That's not a Tetris slide on you and rarely something we do for games that aren't fan-made or free. We will talk about more standard policy around that. I am going to bust a testicle. What? Why won't you link? That's a common decency between creator and developer. That pissed me off so fucking much. Because as a small content creator, I respect those with indie games because we're both small. We both know it's hard. And if you say, oh, big content creators don't have time to link, there are so many fan games bullshit, go look up Merg. Good sized channel, still leaves links to all the fan games he plays. Thank you at drawn_mask for giving out the hidden tags that I didn't get to see. And I know what some of you might say, oh Stone, I bet you don't do that, you don't link every fan game you play. Bullshit. On my gaming channel, out of all the 700 of my videos, I do play fan game. I do play fan games and indie games. Yandere mod for Smash Bros. Credited. In Love Undertale Dating Simulator. Most viewed video on my channel. Credited. 1 off fan game. Credited. And the creator is now my friend. Home off fan game. Credited. Jelly Realms. Kickstarter. Credited with the Kickstarter and the name Game Maker's Tumblr. Pokemon Academy Life. Credited. Ruby Veil of Darkness. Credited and people ask me to play more of it. Looking Back. Credited. Fragile Hearts. Undertale fan game. Credited with the creator commenting on the video. Even Date Meme Here Comes That Boy, a fan game of a meme, credited. Halloween Night 2, credited. Miracle Mia, credited. And the creator wants me to play it again. Doll Off fan game, credited. Undertale fan game, credited. 1 again was credited when I did it again. JPD Ruby fan game, credited both times I played it. Deltarune itself, credited. And MatPat didn't even do that. And I even played a game called Path to Mortis as a game I got free for a review. And I credited them at the beginning after telling it was a free product and named where you can get it and for the price. And the developers were happy with the review and we're still on good terms. With the Path to Mortis and Miracle Mia, I have good connections with the developers because I give credit when I played their games. It's a respect thing when it comes to things like that. And if I find other fan games on my channel that do not have a link to their game to the blog to get the game and it isn't in the description, I will find it as soon as possible and fix that problem. Like, Junkie was nice enough to feature this time, and I'm sure as hell gonna credit him because he actually came and helped. Because I respect my fellow creators. I think business-minded blindity that MatPat, not everyone is below you. And the pretentious way these tweets went up does not help. And I looked over the last month of your channel. You didn't link any fan game, free or not. Whether you had to pay for it or not. You were free to link YouTubers who showed up like the Completionist. Don't get me wrong, I love that guy. Not the games that were giving you content you are having. And you guys did link Deltarune, even though you guys went back to the video and fixed the laggy bit in and update the description. Really? Because you have to go to an off-base website to get it. It's not available from a storefront. How do you explain that? Now, Peanut Butter Gamer, you're next. I swear to God, just because a shit ton of other people clickbait doesn't mean no one calls them out on it. An example, Leon Lush with the extreme game situation. Even I covered that with the clickbait bullshit. As a larger creator, MatPat needs to be confident enough in his content so he doesn't need to rely on clickbait. Really. And plus, clickbait is misleading your audience, and MatPat shouldn't do it. I'm hoping he isn't a scummy YouTuber. But lately his actions are showing people the opposite. In response to Sheena shouldn't be said. Shame on you, Matt. She should be saying that. Don't let them in with blind haters. They're calling out a real problem with MatPat's business practice. They have the right to criticize it. And again, your point is mute because other people call out clickbait. Honestly, I don't know where you get the idea that no one calls other people out for clickbait, Austin. Now I have some evidence of MatPat falsifying tags to get more views on something more popular this time. I wanted to put it behind me, and I just couldn't now that this was brought up. Now, the Film Theorist channel. They released a video around 3 on the 23rd of December called Don't Trust the Banks, Disney's Mary Poppins. I watched the video around 3, but after watching it, I noticed the tags. So, you would think the tags would say stuff like Mary Poppins, Disney, etc. But they weren't. It was tagged as the Grinch, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and Grinch, etc. Which is completely wrong. I noticed this they were doing and I called them out on Twitter. And not adding YouTube to be nice to them. It wouldn't change for a while, and I told them that it should change before YouTube finds out. I had to leave, and I came back at around 8 o'clock and looked at the video again, and the tags changed to what you expect for the video. Under the community guidelines, what they did is spam misleading practices and under scam policies, and under misleading metadata. This is the falsification in your title, description, tags, etc., which he also did with the Heartbound stuff. But what important here is the tags. It is my theory MatPat and it has tags first to the Grinch to get that sweet, sweet search revenue, and more people would find his video, and for the reason the Grinch is in high searches, because it is Christmas at the time, and the new movie has come out. So to keep it there for a few hours before they could get caught. Not to mention the false tags on Heartbound livestream to get them more publicity. Now, if this was found out, this would bring a strike down on the Film Theorist channel, and they could get a strike, losing monetization and causing problems for the channel and MatPat as a whole. The metadata policy on YouTube states that metadata refers to any kind of additional information provided on the video. This includes title, description, tags, annotations, and thumbnail. The reasons why we have metadata is so that you can add additional contextual information to your videos. Please do not use these features to game or trick the search algorithm. MatPat. All metadata should be representative of the content contained in your video, among other things. Metadata is added in an attempt to give search algorithms will lead to removal of your video and a strike against your account. He did it so the algorithm would find his video more because Mary Poppins isn't as popular as the Grinch at this time of year. With people looking up the old movie or trying to find clips or memes of the new movie, the Grinch doesn't show up anywhere in the Mary Poppins video. The only time it does show up in the video is at the end card link to a video about the Grinch they did a couple weeks or a week before. Seriously, this false tagging is fucking ridiculous. You don't need that. So MatPat, you need to start crediting everyone no matter how small they are, and if you don't care about them, treat the creator with some sort of respect you give to your fellow YouTube compatriots, because they're the ones giving you content. You need to quit falsifying your tags, because they'll eventually get you a strike and bite you back in the ass. Well guys, that's the end of this rant commentary video. MatPat, you need to fix your shit. Seriously, this is ridiculous. I'm a smaller YouTuber, and even I know that this is bullshit and can actually give you huge problems in the future. You're lucky you haven't got a strike already. I was a fan of your channel for a long time, but after seeing all of this bullshit come to light, I'm starting to get tired of it. Well guys, that's the end of this video and the end of my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll leave a link to Junkie's channel in the description. So,